All right, hey, what's up guys? Coach Mac, Play Fast Football. All right, today I'm going to do a video on just some simple quick game adjustments that you could make based on coverage. We're going to talk a little bit about 3-by-1 and two different coverages to look at and why we would switch our routes to take advantage of those coverages. Make sure you check out some of our partners. Dome Hats, the headwear company we use with Play Fast Football in the school that I'm currently at. They have an awesome online custom hat builder where you can design your own hat. You can change the style, the color of the panels, put your logo on the front for your business, your school, whatever you want to do. All right, every hat has a story. Make sure you let Dome help you tell your hat story. Baker Sporting Goods, which is the sporting goods company I use for coaching shirts like this, our spirit packs for our players, our uniforms are distributed by them. Anytime we're going to do an online store for fans or players, we use Baker Sporting Goods. Check them out. Just Play Football, a more powerful presentation. It's a powerful tool to not only develop your playbook, but your game plan. You can quiz your players on some different things in the playbook and the game plan, so you really get a better understanding of the retention of the knowledge that your players have. So make sure you check out Just Play, to me, the best play drawing diagram tool on the market. Game Strat, sideline replay system we use. If you're looking for a highly reliable, highly affordable sideline replay system, make sure you check out Game Strat. DifferenceUSA, the ultimate striking machine. Get thousands of reps. You don't need a partner. Elbows in, thumbs up. Come out of your stance. Get your eyes where they belong. All right, work on the craft of striking, work on it in the off-season, work on it in the weight room. Make sure you check out DifferenceUSA. HighandTight ball security training aid, all right, that we use. It's got an instant auditory feedback. It's got panels with sensors. You have to hold the ball in the proper position with the proper points of pressure in order to hear the auditory beep. If you don't hear that beep, you're doing something wrong. So if the elbow flies out, if the wrist gets below the elbow, or you don't have the proper points of pressure, you don't hear the beep. Now your kids know the muscle memory to hold the ball correctly and try and avoid those costly turnovers. All right, so people ask me all the time, do you still carry quick game even though you throw RPOs? And my answer is yes. And the reason my answer is yes is I still want those easy rhythm throws. I want that rhythm passing game. Easy throws I think my quarterbacks can make to get confidence early. And I still want the ability to get the ball out to some of my playmakers in space, kind of like an extended version of outside runs, without the defense sometimes being able to take it away. Defenses are getting better with their RPO, with how they're defending RPOs and playing a little bit more man and canceling gaps on the inside so fold players can hang a little bit longer. So within the RPO scheme, if they want to take your receivers away, they can force you to give. If they want to take your running back away, they can force you to throw. So to me, I still think we need to carry our simple quick game, all right, concepts. And for us, it's not, I don't get real involved with our quick game. I keep it real simple. But if you wanted to look at just like a hitch or a stick concept, right? So if you were to look at the stick concept and you're looking at an outside vertical, okay, and then some type of, all right, speed out maybe by 2, and then the stick or the settle, the hitch, stick, whatever you want to look at. You can even look at the route by number 2, all right, for argument's sake, as a quick hitch route. If this was the coverage and we knew that they were going to play soft, all right, 2-read palms coverage on 1 and 2, and they were going to give us the field side flats, okay. If they were going to give us the field side flats, for me, all right, what I would do is I would make the slight adjustment and I would change and I would make 1 and 2 run my version of the flat route, so either the hitches or the speed out. So if I ran 1 on a speed out, 2 on a hitch, and I would take 3 vertical, okay, in that coverage, the field side flat is what's open. I want the ball in space out there. So if that nickel apex defender can get underneath the hitch route, the soft corner on 1 should give me the ability to throw the ball to 1 versus that coverage. So now I can work on getting the ball out to number 1. Okay, I can work on however I want to do it. Like I said, if our spacing is correct, we would do it with hitch routes. All right, so if my quarterback had the arm strength and my spacing was correct, I'd run 2 on the hitch, I'd run 1 on the hitch, okay, and we'd run 3 on the vertical. And with the apex, Sam, nickel, whoever you want inside of that number 2, if he holds on that hitch route, the ball's going to 1. If he bypasses 2, then the ball's going to go to 2. Now what you see a lot of times versus this coverage is you've seen the incorporation of the stick draw or the stick RPO, and that's simply because with this leverage, they're trying to take advantage of that mic in the box, okay, so the back would probably be on this side running some type of inside lock zone, reading the mic. If the mic fits, now you're going to put the pressure out here, all right, on that apex linebacker. When I'm talking about it as just a quick passing game scheme versus this coverage, I like 1 and 2 with 3 vert, because I think the Mike, depending on down and distance and how good he is, I think the Mike can get underneath that hitch with no run game action. So if it's not an RPO and it's a quick game, when this is the version of coverage, I like it more with 3 on the clear out, 2 on the hitch, 1 on the hitch. You can go 2 on the hitch and 1 on the speed out, depending on spacing, arm strength of your quarterback. But versus that coverage, I'm trying to work that field side flat. I'm trying to get the ball in my quick rhythm passing out to my athletes. I'm trying to make throws that my quarterback can make. I'm trying to keep it as simplistic as possible. If we were seeing, the version of like Stubby coverage, or if, nickel teams where they come up here and they play, all right, press on number 1, and then they play kind of that 2 read with the nickel and the free safety so that they can leave the weak safety on the backside to help bracket the single. All right. If we were seeing this concept, now I would go back to normal rules where I would go 1 on the vert, and now I would run 2 and 3 on the hitches, or 3 on the hitch and 2 on the speed out. More often than not, this coverage would be bumped and look probably a little bit more like that. So we would be trying to work the ball in the space that is created to that number 2 receiver. Number 1 running the hitch does me no good. They're playing man-to-man. I'll just take the top of the coverage off. If we like the matchup and we think we can win it, we can take the throw out there. But I'm really just trying to get that area cleared out to create space. And versus this coverage, the space would be created on a simple hitch throw, okay, to that number 2 receiver. Why? Because of the leverage they're now playing. Instead of having that apex in between 2 and 3, he's now outside or head up to 2, and he's a little bit deeper because he's the guy that probably has to match that 2 vertical. That's the reason you play that coverage. You're not borrowing the weak safety from the backside to the front side. So you're going to handle 3 verticals with those players on the front side. So a lot of times this guy might have to be a little bit deeper because he's carrying a 2 vertical. So if he's going to have to play a little bit deeper, now versus this coverage, I would like the inside versions, all right, of the hitch routes, okay, because I want to try and get that number 2 in space, all right, and I want to try and get that number 2 the ball. So I'd be looking at throwing, the hitch route to 2. The Mike is already inside of the hitch on 3. That route's kind of dead, all right, in theory. So we know we're going to try and work the ball to that number 2. So now we have 2 different concepts where we like to get the ball, all right, to that number 1 in the field side flat or that number 2 in the field side flat. And we can change the concepts up very simply within whether you consider it stick or just hitch. For me, it's more hitch routes. It's not really as much the quote-unquote true stick package. It's more hitch routes. It's more 3 big, 2 little routes that receivers can run, routes that you work on in your pat and go drills every day, or your certain drills that you do to warm up. You're always kind of throwing those hitch routes. They're rhythm throws. It's punch 1 for the quarterback. Ball's out of your hand. I like my quarterback to get confidence. I still like being able to take those throws. Even though we carry RPOs, I still want some of that quick game. Now, when 3 is your guy, okay, now what you see a lot when 3 is your guy is you see a lot of that, that play that they kind of call in the NFL or on Madden, that Haas wide juke kind of theory. Well, now what that is that's the outside hitch with the slot fade. And now you're creating a one-on-one with your 3 on a linebacker, and you're giving him the ability to win in different or various ways off of that linebacker because you're getting that matchup that you like. So like when you see that kind of old solo poach coverage, all right, so if it's 2 read here, all right, and it's backside safety trying to play 3 to that side, normally when you get this coverage, a lot of times what will happen is the will linebacker, if the back is here, the will linebacker is going to be forced to lock because they're taking the backside safety and kind of stealing him or borrowing him to the front side to help 3 vertical. Okay, they end up in kind of some man deals back to 1 and 2, and that's why you'll see a lot of snag wheel deals into the boundary, right? Because you're trying to get the matchup on that will. Well, if we know that's the coverage, and we know that we can get the man guys out of the way and create a huge void, now, with that kind of wide juke theory, or that option route by number 3, it's my number 3 on their Mike linebacker, and I'm giving him the ability to win in either direction. The only thing I probably won't do versus this type of coverage is I probably won't give him the ability to win there, because that's why the weak safety's there. All right, so within your quick game, you've got the ability to kind of tie some different things in, all right, and now you can go with your hitches on the outside with 3 on a clear out. You can go with your hitches on the inside with 1 clearing out. You can go with the slot fade theory, and if you get the matchup you want with the Y juke or the Y option or however you want to call it, you've got your 3 on an option. If you're an RPO team and you're starting to see more man-free type deals, now this builds in perfectly. You know, everybody talks about the slot fade, right? Or the slot seam, slot fade, the inverted smash, however you want to look at it or call that. So if you're starting to see where you're getting more, safety combinations, or you're getting, one high up here, and then you're getting whoever they are, terminology-wise, doesn't really matter. If it's nickel here and another safety out there. Now if you're getting the man-free deals, now within the same theory of that Haas Y juke, when you get man-free, that's the ball you want to work. So without changing your concepts, you're just teaching your quarterback within simple quick game concepts. All right, punch one, rhythm throws, easy throws. You're teaching your quarterback off the coverage that you're seeing when we like to work the outside fade to number 1. I'm sorry, the outside hitch to number 1. When we like to work the hitch to number 2. When we try and get 3, maybe, all right, man-to-man or singled up on a backer for some choice routes. Or within the same package, if they give us man-free and we get the slot fade that everybody loves so much and you've seen so much in college and NFL games now versus 1 high, now we can build it into the same package. So all we're doing is we're using, kind of the same package. We're working off of hitch or stick routes or speed outs, whatever you're comfortable with, all right? And again, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. I say it in all the videos that I talk about. If you want to say that, the stick concept has got to be the stick route, the speed out, the vertical, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to take the stick route and make it just a hitch route and adjust your splits a little bit so it never has to work outside, or if you want to run a hitch that works away from the Mike linebacker, however you teach it is fine. The bottom line is it's all about spacing, quick rhythm throws, trying to get the ball into the hands of the people you want to get the ball into. And the reason you're carrying quick game is because sometimes in RPOs, they can get give reads and you're trying to get the ball out to your guys, but they keep forcing give reads and now your quarterback is give, give, give. Or in the run game, all right, they're forcing throws and you can't get the ball to your tailback in your RPOs because they're forcing all pulls. So to me, you still need to carry, all right, the ability to do all of it. So the ability to have runs that aren't RPOs so you know you're getting the run. The ability to have throws that aren't RPOs so you know you're going to get the throws. And then the ability to RPO to read off of what the defense is giving you. All right, so on offense, that's a simple way to still carry all those things. Now, we don't get crazy exotic with our quick passing game. We run a lot of hitches, speed outs, some slants, and some fades. And that's really it. We don't get all that much more involved in the concepts of the quick game because we want it to be simple for the QB. We want rhythm passing. We want easy throws. All right, and we want the wide receivers to kind of understand, all right, eventually you'd like to be able to teach your receivers, okay, if it's this coverage, which route concept are we going to run? Well, coach, versus this coverage, 2 and 3 on the hitch with 1 on the vertical is better. Okay, if it's this coverage, all right, well, coach, 1 and 2 on the hitch with 3 verticals better. Okay, so eventually you want your quarterback and your receivers and everybody within your offense to understand why you would carry simple hitch concepts with a vertical and where and why you would want to teach those things. So outside hitches, inside vertical, inside hitches, outside vertical. All right, maybe outside and inside most hitches with slot or middle guy vertical. So now you build the slot fade in there or the inverted smash, however you want to look at it. All right, the slot seam, however you want to call it, versus that man-free 1 high defense. So now, within a simple concept of hitches and verticals, you've put together 3 really simple packages, all right, where you've got outside hitches, inside hitches, and then outside, inside most hitches, and 2 on the slot fade. And now you've got a simple little quick game package that you can go to. It's not RPO'd, so the defense has got to take it away by coverage, not necessarily by forcing the ball where they want it to go within the run or pass. Because remember, as good as RPOs are, at the end of the day, defense still dictates where the ball goes. It's just like option football. The quarterback is the one deciding, but the reason he's deciding is because of what the defense does or the stimulus the defense gives him. So ultimately, or conversely, however you want to look at it, the defense versus option football, RPO football, which is option on steroids, it's still option football whether you like that or not. The defense is the one that's dictating where the ball goes. So we want to just diagram some different routes so that by coverage, when they dictate what they're willing to give up, we want to take and have the ability to take what they're willing to give up. All right, so hopefully that helps you a little bit within the quick game. Make sure you turn on your notifications if you're already a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, make sure you subscribe. When you turn your notifications on, you'll know every time we do a video or every time I go live. Leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down in the comments section so that I know what you think of the content or how I deliver the content. As always, leave a comment. Any comment I see on my end, I'm always going to try and get back to you with some type of response as long as I can see or read that comment. I appreciate everything you guys do for Play Fast. Stay safe out there. If you finish your season, God bless you. If you're just getting ready to play your season like my buddies up in New York, all right, get it going. It can be done. We did it in Florida. It can be done. Make sure you follow all the protocol. And eventually we'll get back to normal, we'll get back to clinics, we'll get back to live coaching settings and mix in the virtual world that everybody kind of loves. But we also, as coaches, we love that live setting and we love being able to sit down and interact with other coaches. So again, thanks for everything you do for Play Fast. Remember, you won't play well until you play fast, and I'll catch you next time.